his name. I actually brought. There was a letter. There was a letter with it. W.S. Sam Quinton. He's from Sinapa Publishing. So he sent a book. He sent a few comics that they publish, and he says, "Hey, he watches the show, likes it, likes the show." So he says, "Hey, let me send you a couple of our books so you can read something else that you may not be reading." I'm gonna have to look more into this publishing guy and into this stuff because this is quality. This is like some quality work here. We got 47 Furious Tales. Now, you put animals, squirrels with samurai stuff or whatever, and they're fighting each other. That automatically is something you have to look at. So we got W.S. Quinton's writing this. Alexia Veldhusen. And again, I'm sorry that I'm definitely probably not even saying it right. But does the artwork. And the artwork in here is fantastic. And again, I just got these. I just opened these yesterday. So I mean, I wish we were filming yesterday when I actually opened them. We could have had an opening thing. But I mean, the quality of the book, the quality of the paper, the artwork, it's awesome. And now I'm going to read it and see how the story is. But and again, I don't know how people can buy this stuff. Maybe it's Sinapa Publishing. You know, maybe it's got a website for it, a Kickstarter or something. But this is quality work for a small independent company. I mean, some of this artwork in this is better than a lot of the artwork you get in most of your mainstream stuff. These guys are knocking it out. And there's so this thing called Tibby and her time-traveling psychedelic mushrooms. Sent the mushroom. I don't know if we're supposed to lick it or not. I'm not going to, but yeah, this one, she's gonna take some mushrooms here. She's getting in the bath, kind of just half naked, doing some stuff. But the artwork is excellent. Nice cardstock cover. Looks like she's getting chased by some sort of a dinosaur, something sort of creature here. I mean, it looks like it looks good. And again, I haven't read any of these. This is actually the second time I've looked at it. I looked at it yesterday with Corey when we opened up the package. But again, the looks of these books are amazing. This one here looks like a zombie type book. And then we have to look at Mike Allred do Batman. You know, it's or other people with some of their items. This is nice, clean, good looking art. I can picture these guys working for bigger companies. And this is I don't know what the name of this title is because it's Reign of Ages. There's a black and white. And this is more of course, you get some fairies or elves or whatever warring. But, I mean, again, it's good, clean black and white artwork. And I'm going to, anyways, he sent them for me to try some different stuff that's not, like, out on the regular market. I'm going to try all of these. Every one of these looks good. Then I'm going to look up the website. But then he sent prints, too. Nice quality work here. Do we have glare?
Yeah. We're gonna have to do it somewhere else.
All right. We'll move this. We'll move this along and. Like this could be. So we got the print. That's of one of the covers. Another one. Now this one's awesome. This is the Necroholic one, but it's got the old EC cover. Any old EC cover horror fan would definitely want something like this. And there's the samurai squirrel here. So yeah, I mean, this sent us some excellent stuff. I appreciate it. I want to thank you. Thank you very much for sending this. I'm definitely going to read the books. Hopefully, people go to your website and see, and if you got these for sale too, they'll want to buy some of these prints because right now, again, it's sight unseen red, but the artwork is really, really good. So I'm looking forward to actually read it. Thanks for sending all this stuff for us, and hopefully other people will see it and we'll check you guys out too. Excited for this? Spawn kills every spawn.
It's a fun thing to read and look at.
Yeah. Especially, I wish there would be something like Venom kills every Venom, and we'd stop all the Venoms in the world except for the one Venom. Next week is going to be a great thing when we do the list. There's 3 Venom books out for the next week. 3.
You're welcome.
Are you still going to be a face one? Talk about that?
Am I going to be a face?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk about the Venom book?
Yes, because as a face, I want to warn people. I want to come out and say that I think Marvel is stealing too much money from you guys for putting out 3 Venom books in 1 week and having, in a month having 9 Venom books. So yeah, so I'm still going to be a face because I'm there for the people. Okay. Yeah. I'm not going to say anything bad about it. I got Scotty V to do that for me now. He can play the heel. Yeah, but yeah, there's Zombieots or whatever, Zombieot, Venom War Zombieots, Venom War something else, and Edge of Venomverse, and yeah. So we just need Venom kills every Venom and end it, and we need a Venom kills every Spider-Man. And Spider-Man. Well, no, Spider-Man doesn't kill. We need someone to kill every Spider-Man except for 1 or 2, Miles and Peter Parker, and we need the rest of them gone.
You don't like Spider-Gwen?
No, we need to get rid of Spider-Gwen, Spider-Man Noir, Spider-Man. Even something as much as I love Zilla, and I love dinosaurs and shit. We need to get Dinosaur Spider-Man. We got to get T-Rex Spider-Man out of there. All that stuff. That stuff needs to stop. The whole Spidey universe, multiverse needs to stop. You want a Spider-Woman? Fine. Keep a Spider-Woman. Keep Miles and keep Peter Parker. We don't need another Spider.
We got Spider-Boy now.
No, we don't need him. He's an idiot. Even you don't read that book now.
Nope.
All right? And you read that stuff blindly or bought it blindly, and even you stopped. What does that say?
3 issues in, I stopped. I'm like, this is terrible.
You and Tony both buy a lot of Marvel stuff, and you both stopped. You both stopped buying it.
Yep, it was terrible.
Yeah.
I was like, nope, not doing this anymore.
Yeah. And you buy a lot of terrible stuff.
Yeah, like
Venom or
Fantastic Four.
Yeah. I see that Iron Man's coming out with a new number 1. What month are we in? August? October, I think. He's coming out with a new number 1. I want to read Iron Man again because this Iron Man sucks.
Yes.
Right? I'm hoping it's a new. I'm hoping they just say, "Hey, we're going to do new number 1 for sake of doing new number 1 and keep the same crew on it." Because if that thing, it's still going to suck. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I haven't looked into who's writing and who's drawing, but it's got to be better than what's going on. I want to read Iron Man again and enjoy it.
You're reading X-Men again.
You're absolutely right. I am reading X-Men. John, I'm reading X-Men books.
No way.
Yeah, who would have ever thought that was going to happen, right? But I can tell you what will probably be a definite. I probably will never read a Conan book.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
I just read it when he was in the Avengers.
Yeah, and I didn't even like him when he was in the Savage. I stopped reading the Savage Avengers because that first issue was all Conan, and then and I stopped reading. that book. It's yeah.
Then what if Ed Brubaker wrote it?
See, that's the thing. If Ed Brubaker wrote Conan, that would be my thing of, is this the one book that I won't try for Ed Brubaker? There would be a dilemma.
Right.
Yeah, because I just hate that character and hate that whole genre, that whole barbarian genre. So there's a possibility it would still go home on a short leash, and maybe it wouldn't. I'd read it and I could even like it, but I don't care enough that I even want to read it. But
well, that's the problem, Glenn. If you like it, you'll have to admit that to Corey.
I would admit it to Corey. I'd admit it to the fans too, because I rag on Conan enough that if Red Brubaker wrote it, and I would say I like it. But look at how much I've ragged on the X-Men too. I thought Uncanny X-Men by Gail Simone was fantastic. And issue 1 was great. And I admitted it. I haven't liked X-Men for a long time, and I liked it, but it's on a short leash. I may not like it 6 issues from now, but I like it right now. So it's good. And I would admit to the world that I read a Conan book and enjoyed it. Because I did read probably in the 90s, I think. Turp Usaic did a run on Conan. And I read a little of it. And I liked it. And I thought the story was good. But again, it went on long enough that I didn't care enough anymore. It's I didn't care. But I liked a lot of Turp Usaic's stuff back in the day before he got sick. And then he just doesn't seem to put out enough on a regular basis, or his stuff just doesn't seem up to par than what it used to be. His Astro City was one of the best books ever created. I think he had lead poisoning and mercury poisoning at the same time. I would say someone tried to murder him, because how the hell do you get how do you get both?
Lead maybe from the pencils or something he was using.
I don't even know. I don't even think they use lead pencils anymore for that. I don't even think the pencils are lead anymore.
Well, it could have been back years ago.
And then mercury poisoning, it's because I'm sure he's not sucking paint off a windowsill. It's all right. Maybe that's his thing. Every place he goes, every old house, he licks the windowsill. But hell, I'm sure. I never had lead poisoning, and I can tell you right now, as a kid in the 70s,
you were a window licker?
No, I never put my mouth on a friggin'. I never did that. But all those paint was all lead paint at the time. It's wasn't until a little later when this is, you got to remove this stuff and whatnot. Kids get it because they put their mouths on the windowsills. What kids put their mouths on the windowsills? You start doing it. If you have a parent, you see it, they smack you upside the head and say, "Hey, knock it off! You don't put your mouth on that. It's gross." And you stop doing it. Any other kid that keeps on licking the windowsill, they deserve it. So it was survival of the fittest there. They need to change the lead. They didn't need to change the lead paint. They just needed to get the stupid kids to stop eating the paint off the windowsill.
Wow, what is that thing called?
Darwinism.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just let them sort themselves out.
Let it sort itself out. Right. Right. You've got an idiot kid and an idiot parent that can't parent the kids. Let it sort it out. Yep. But either way, we're safer now. So, but I don't know how Turp Usaic got it, and but I felt bad because his stuff was suffering. Because I remember reading the stories, some of his like short-term memory was going and stuff. So there was sometimes in a month a day or two he could write. The rest of the time he was just in pain, or his brain was just not with it, not with it to be able to write, But yeah, that guy was awesome, and he did. He put out a good Conan. But again, went on too long for me. I had enough. So
you'll have to admit to Corey that there was a good Conan.
Oh, he knows it because he knows I read it too. I just sold him the whole. I just actually sold him the whole run of all the Dark Horse miniseries of Conan and stuff. I just maybe about a month and a half ago. I had them all and just sold them all to him. So he's happy. I think he's got the biggest Conan run in this area right now.
He's still missing #1 though.
Yes, he is. Yep.
I know somebody who has it.
Sorry to hear that. Someone wasted their money on it. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. On a TV show or whatever, I'm already pissed. I'm pissed. I go, oh, this guy's on it. I don't even want to watch it. I watch it, and I like it, and I hope the whole time, I hope this character dies. I hope this character dies. I hate this guy because I can't stand him. I can't stand the characters he plays. He is an asshole. he played in a movie I watched. It was really good too. It was a TV show. I think it was one season where it was based on the Baltimore Police Department.
Yeah, I heard that was really good.
It was awesome. It was awesome. And I'm going, and he was a dick in it.
He's like a beat cop.
He started off as kind of supposed to be all right. Then he turned out to be the biggest dick. And then and he thinks he's okay. I go, oh man, he's gonna get his. And the whole time I'm just rooting for him to get his. I don't care if it was a gangbanger that got him or who it was. I just, this guy needs to get his. I can't stand this guy. And any bad thing that happened to him, I was happy. Shane, why? Hated the character. Why couldn't they have been like the comic where he died in issue 4? We had to have 2 seasons of that clown there. It couldn't have got any better when they finally killed that idiot. But he was in that other. What's that?
That's the ratings though. People tune in because they want to see the bad guy get killed.
Yeah, but there's so many people who liked him. Oh no, he was a good guy. No, he was an asshole. He wasn't a good guy. Rick wasn't a good guy either. But people don't want to talk about that either. Rick was Negan, but a nicer Negan.
Right.
Everywhere that Rick went, what happened? He took over every place he went, and everybody died.
Everybody died. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Negan went in and says, "Hey, I'm taking you over. You're only going to die because I say you're going to die." But most of his people were actually pretty well protected.
Right.
But yeah, you had to work, you had to do whatever, you had to be in his concubine or whatever. And but
when Negan and Rick, when they like go to war, they have that conversation where Negan's like he, from his perspective, if you watch it from his point of view, then Rick's the bad guy.
Yeah.
He's like, you invaded my compound and murdered a bunch of people. Like, what else am I supposed to do? I'm the leader.
Right.
So,
right. Rick is the bad guy. Every time he comes
flip it a little, and
he comes upon a place. I want to help you make your place better. Hey, I don't like what they're doing here. We got to stop. We got to stop this. Next thing you know, all the people who have been living there safely this whole time are all dead, or half of them are dead, and it's all because of Rick and his gang of cronies that were running around. Rick wasn't a guy, but he came in with a smile. He seemed like he was a good guy, but under it, everything was going to go to shit. At least Negan, you knew what you're getting. I've got a guy here. If I don't give him half my food, he's going to kill me and the rest of the crew here. All right, here you go.
All right.
But you were protected. So yeah, he was the same guy, just was nicer about it.
Right. He was honest too. Negan was like, he told people straight up what he thought of them.
Right. You were going, and I will kill you if this doesn't happen.
Right. Because the show's through Rick's, through his group's perspective.
Right. But
he's
so
the hero of the show. So.
And since you've been watching it so long, you've got that. Oh, I follow Rick is the good guy because you've followed it, and that's the perspective of the show.
Right.
Well, look at it. Take a step back and really look at it. He's not.
Right.
It got to a point where I was not rooting for Rick anymore. I was like, this guy needs to go.
Yeah.
And I wish they did kill him. And he thinks it still go the way it was going, but it was gone. But then they had to have that last series. They did that series with him too.
The spinoff, right?
Yeah. They did the spinoff. Now the Negan spinoff was great.
Oh, he had I fell off at some point.
Yeah, Negan.
And when the Whistlers came and I stopped.
Negan and Maggie, they were going to New York or whatever. That was good. The other one, even the Rick one was good, but there was a lot of whining. She finally found him. What's her name? Michonne. She finally found him, and been searching for 7 years. I'm going to leave my kids with you guys. I'm going to go look for Rick. No, so you have kids. That's what a mother does. I'm going to leave my kids in the middle of a zombie apocalypse with a bunch of other people who you can trust. You can trust, Daryl or whatever, but you're going to leave them there, not even knowing if they're safe, so you can go look for this other clown.
Right.
And then they find each other, and
a lot can go wrong there quick. So.
Yeah, right. They finally find each other. Then it's like, get out of here. I'm just keeping you guys safe by not coming back. I want you, Rick. Oh, I want you, Michonne. Then again, get out of here again. And then they finally take off, and they're running from the people who they were with. And again, they took down another. I think they were in New York. No, they were in New York. I forget where they were, but again, they had a whole society going, and again, it was basically run by military, but they had a whole society going. People were safe. They ruined that again too. So Rick even ruined that after he supposedly died in The Walking Dead. He ruined that also. And then they all came back, and both kids, Mommy! It was stupid. Hey, how's it going?
That wasn't behind the reboot. in the 2000s. I thought the first seasons were okay with that guy. He was too serious. I thought Tennant was okay.
Mhm.
Matt Smith was fantastic.
Was Matt Smith? Was that Mike Castano?
No, that's Damien Targaryen. Damon Targaryen.
He's the one that looked like Mike.
No, that's you're thinking of David Tennant.
Oh, okay.
David Tennant was okay.
Yeah.
He gave a quirkiness.
Purple
to
Man.
it. It was interesting.
Yeah.
We grew up, we didn't really get Doctor Who until the 70s. You're a little bit older than me. So when we got those, PBS started picking it up, it was 78. But, the episodes had started coming out in UK in like 74 when he came on board, Tom Baker. And, we grew up knowing that Doctor Who.
Right.
And how he is and how he's quirky. And all the Doctor Who's after that were still quirky like that. The kind of the oddball and everything like that. Kind of the off-putting, like joking around things, but, it sounded like the Columbo of sci-fi. Like everybody just thought he was a clown with jelly bellies and like that. But when it comes down to it, Doctor Who was kicking ass. But what we don't think of is that by the time Tom Baker came around, Doctor Who had been on for 11 years and was old school and was serious. The new school of people, when Doctor Who came out, he was not like the old Doctor Who's, the first three Doctors. He was controversial and people hated him. The older people hated him, like old school Doctor Who fans have been a fan for a decade. Wanted like John Pertwee and people like that were dead serious. Here comes along this goof with this long scarf, but that's who we knew, and that's how we know Doctor Who. And they sort of modeled all the Doctor Who's after that with the wacky, colorful outfits and stuff. But we think in America, because we first got them, people in our age got Doctor Who in the 70s, and we knew Tom Baker. And that was Doctor Who to us.
Maybe I wish I'd got the other guys first.
You might have liked the more serious ones, but it's just to know the perspective of the old school fans. Like, we just think of it as something new that we got when we were kids. But the franchise had already been around for 11 years. Most shows don't even last 11 years,
Right. Well, again, we're what now when we talk about old school comic fans, same sort of thing. We don't like some of the newest stuff now.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
They change a character, and it's not like it used to be. Well, we remember how it was. We get stuck on the character that we knew.
Right.
And that was just kind of an interesting background about Doctor Who. Because in America, we did get some of the Third Doctor episodes on PBS here and there. I actually do remember watching them a little bit, but they weren't as good as once, Tom Baker came on board. Who was like, I think like a trained Shakespearean actor on stage and everything like that. So, but he brought a totally different perspective to the character.
Yeah, I could never get into him.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, even as a kid, the special effects seemed like so bad.
Yeah,
they were, but I
couldn't.
1978, I was 7 years old.
Yeah,
they
but even
didn't
as a
matter.
little
But
kid,
as a
looks
kid-
like garbage.
Yeah.
Like compared to like Star
But
Wars.
compared to Star Wars.
Yeah.
But it was also much like when Battlestar Galactica came along. It was our way of watching Star Wars every week. Give us sci-fi.
Yeah.
What else was there? We had I think we had Man from Atlantis, which is pretty terrible.
That was terrible. Yeah.
Phoenix was also another sci-fi
Buck
issue.
Rogers. Yeah.
But that came in later. Buck Rogers was 79. I think
Late 70s, yeah.
maybe the movie was 78, and then the series was 79.
Because was it Battlestar Galactica was 78, right? Was it
78,
yeah,
one
78,
season, and then Battlestar Galactica 1980 came out.
Yeah, that was bad.
That was really bad.
Yep.
But as kids, we were trying to get anything we could that was Star Wars-like, that was sci-fi-like. And we got a glut of it. And Doctor Who came along just at the right time. Probably why. We probably got Doctor Who in 78 because of Star Wars. But I loved it and I grew up with it. Yeah, I knew it was terrible, the monsters. You could see the guy's eyes behind the creature rubber masks and stuff.
Yeah, but I liked Land of Lost.
Well, as a kid, you liked it, but
right?
Then, yeah.
But I didn't like Doctor Who as a kid. I never liked Doctor Who. I've never been a fan.
Was it because it was too scary for you? I think it was probably
Land of
too
Lost.
scary.
Doctor Who.
Doctor Who, a little scary.
It was scary, but not as scary as Land of Lost. They did dinosaurs
Those
coming out.
Sleestacks, dude.
Yeah, those Sleestacks are out of control.
Wait, and the best part about the Sleestacks, if you guys don't remember, now you remember Enoch. Enoch was the brown-looking Sleestack that was intelligent.
Yeah.
That was the one who was going around in the pylons and trying to travel through time. He got lost in time like the Marshalls did, and he was stuck there. And he kept trying to work the pylons and the crystals to try and get home. But he wasn't trying to get home to the future where the Sleestack had, over time, turned into intelligent.
Yeah.
He was trying to get to the past. The Sleestack used to be intelligent, and they devolved. So the Sleestack, the evil Sleestacks, the green ones that were always hissing, they were actually his future ancestors. But we always sort of thought of it, and you thought of like, oh, Enoch's trying to get to the future where they're all,
Good guy, bad. These
they're
are the bad ones.
they've evolved. But they was actually, that was his future, not his past.
So I've been trying to go back to the past.
I always thought it was goofy and it had stop motion animation. If you went back and looked at some of the storylines for Land of Lost, they were pretty serious, pretty spooky. Like when they were going in the underground cave tunnels and they came across like the other people who would try to escape and they're like their dead bodies and like their skeletons and stuff.
Yeah.
Like there was some little kids, like Sid and Marty Krofft was like Sigma the Sea Monster and dead bodies.
You know why? Because we can handle that now. Now they can't. Okay, it's that's what it is.
Yeah, the Land of the Lost, they were trying to travel through the underground.
Rewatch it, knowing this.
Like the lava tunnels, and they came across and they kept following trail of this explorer who would try to escape. So they were following his he had written on the walls and
His death
stuff.
trail.
By the time they got to the end, the last message on the wall was like, "Go back, do not go any further." And they found his dead skeleton on the ground. It's pretty creepy.
It was after the Image guys did it. Then Mark
Was it
Waid
after?
did it. Yeah. So it's more current. I think it was the 90s. Early 90s maybe.
It was in the 90s. Yeah, it was in the 90s when Mark Waid did it. Yeah.
Because we were just talking about, like, as far as iconic runs go for Iron Man, I can think of Armor Wars is a good story. Demon and Bottle is a good story. But then, like, all of his other key issues or, like, important issues, it's all, like, if you look online, it's all first appearance of snow armor, first appearance of underwater armor, first appearance of moon armor. So it's not, like, nothing really relevant or, like, earth-shattering is happening in these.
I think Iron Man was used to be one of my favorite. Was part of my favorite stuff.
Yeah.
But I think Iron Man always was just consistently good, and didn't have any of those. Never had those big arcs where everyone remembered.
You could recommend to a new reader or whatever.
Right,
or
right.
Something
A specific story, like the Demon in the Bottle
Right.
and stuff. But Iron Man was just there. It was. I read Iron Man for the longest time, and I loved it. I mean,
Rose Gallery isn't really like the villains that pop up in his books that era. That's really nothing impressive either.
But the stories were good. But there was nothing to get excited about.
Right.
You read an Iron Man book.
Every few issues, he came up with a new armor that let him go and battle in a different environment somewhere.
Yep. And a lot of it had. There was a lot of just Tony Stark stuff too that was really interesting with that too. I mean, again, because he was a drunken bum that was that was flying around smashing off buildings because he was drunk. I mean, that was. But
then they passed that on to Ms. Marvel.
Danvers
after a while.
Yeah, and they had some good, and I think it could have been an Iron Man where Carol Danvers, he was trying to tell her, dude, you get.
I think it was in the Mark Waid run that you're talking about, or maybe it was like the George Perez, like the Avengers that came out at that point.
Yeah, you got to get off the sauce.
Yeah,
and they kicked her out of the Avengers or something at that point too.
Yeah,
and then she came back afterwards,
but for Cap, you're thinking it's probably like maybe. Streets of Poison might be that's the first thing that comes to your mind is like the most
Streets of Poison, the stuff before because like
Bones and
and the Serpent Society because that's when he started dating Diamondback, but he wasn't happy about it because she was a villain. And
I'll date you, but I'm not happy about it.
No, well, there was so much. It was like we can't do this. He found out. Yeah, she knows he's a villain, and about because he's such a pussy.
Wow.
All right, he's such a Boy Scout. Yeah. It's like, oh, and she's like, but she doesn't want to be a villain. She doesn't want to be with them anymore. She is like, she's turning on them. It's but you're still a villain. You still did bad things. Shut up. Quit your whining. I mean, you finally got a woman that wants you. Yeah. It's besides Thor wanting you.
Yeah.
It's
Does that count as a woman wanting you?
What's that?
Does that count as a woman wanting you?
No. Thor.
Someone wants him.
Yeah,
right?
someone wanted him, right?
Okay.
And so it's finally someone should just accept it and rehabilitate her. Help her be good.
But he wants her to go to trial and
but it doesn't go that bad. But then anything that happens, it's like he looks at her like, "What are you doing?" And I didn't do it. It's so yeah, you knew it wasn't going to work out, but it was still very interesting. And so that whole thing led up, and then at some point, when the Streets of Poison came in, he was still they were like still dating. Sort of thing at that time, but yeah, that's where it's good. Then it moved along, and then it went to Catwolf and stuff, and that wasn't good at all. Yeah,
when we were doing the Cat books, we were refiling the back issues and stuff. You almost had like nothing to put in back issue as far as like the volume 1 stuff. Like you had like so little to put back in. It was really disappointing. I was hoping you'd be able to fill it out some more. And
I was disappointed too.
Stuff. Yeah,
but I mean, I I'd already.
I was
gone-
disappointed that there were like 14 volumes of it we had to go through.
Oh, yeah.
But then the volume 1, there was so little to put back in there.
But that was one of those. Again, that's one of those things that we knew where a lot of it was. I always went to the well and kept on pulling out of it. Now when we drain the well and we say, all right, let's see everything we have. We didn't have much there because I had already been just pulling, and we had very little left.
Yep.
And that's the only thing you want to read.
So you've priced up all your cap and brought them down, right? Like I think you had a box recently that had cap in it.
Yeah, I know we priced some cap. I don't know. I could have one box still in the house of cap that has some cap in them. So unless it's the one, I got one box still left upstairs.
Yeah, I saw one up there on the floor.
Yeah, I still have one left upstairs. I got two to need me to price at the house.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought we got most of the caps, but I could be wrong. I could have missed one of the C boxes, and we still got that to do.
C also stands for Conan, by the way.
Oh crap! Yeah, that's what C stands for too.
Can't argue with that.
And it's alphabetical order. Conan crap. Yeah. So, yeah. Then half that other stuff was awful of Captain America after.
Like Cap Wolf and.
Yeah, well, no, even after that
no.
series, that first round was over. When they started going into like the John A. Ryber and Cassidy.
Yeah.
That was horrible. The Rob Liefeld one, the one when Image took over, it wasn't that good.
Yeah.
Then you had everything.
Mark Wade came after that, I think.
See, I thought Mark Wade
after the Image stuff. I think Mark Wade came on with like the Hero's Return. I think it was or
Yeah,
Heroes
see, no,
Reborn.
see, I thought Mark Wade came. I thought Mark Wade was still in the first volume, but the later issues of the first volume.
He might have.
I don't know, but a lot of people like that. I had already given up. There was some bad shit in Captain America. I'd already given up reading it when he was in it. So, and then there was nothing good into the Brubaker stuff.
Yeah, which was some of the best comics you're ever going to read.
Yeah. I think it was the best Captain America ever.
Yeah.
Could be some of the best.
Long run too.
Could be some of the best superhero books.
Long run,
ever.
good art, fantastic stories. That was the definitive out of the entire run of Cap. That would be the best one.
Yep. And then even afterwards, you get your JR crap.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Unfortunately.
Yeah. What was that with Nick Spencer or Nick Spencer did some? Remender did some of it too, or something. Yeah,
so
bad.
Yeah,
just so bad. Yeah, and
disrespect to Steve Rogers, man.
Oh yeah, definitely. And then you've got what's out now that just isn't good either.
Straczynski.
Yeah,
like plodding along
really
slowly,
disappointing. I mean, he's talking. He talks
Was
to
it the doll, right?
yeah,
The
he
puppet or
talks to
something?
a Doctor Strange doll or whatever. It's
Don't we all want to?
not really.
Oh,
No, not really.
This would be unholy, so we can play book club together.
Yeah, you don't tell Glenn though. He isn't ready yet.
You have to
Spoiler
talk
for
about
him.
it. Oh, okay. Is it something I should have to know?
Well, it's just,
Tony didn't bring it in this week for me.
yeah. What's his problem?
He was supposed to bring it in. Son of a bitch.
We may have to flog him.
Yeah, he's flogged next week.
All right.
Next Friday we get in here.
Yep.
As he comes into the store, wallop him
Begin
one.
to flog him.
Yeah, just wallop one. Won't even see it coming.
All right.
And maybe even push him back out onto the sidewalk.
Well, he's going to spend a lot of money, so.
All right, so we'll.
You want to hold one in the
All
store.
right, so you slot we slot it and throw him into the store then.
Yeah.
Then kick him a few times, flog him, and then help him up and say, "Here's your books."
Yeah.
All right. That's what we do.
Sounds reasonable.
Yeah. I mean, we're not just gonna beat the guy down while he's down. We're gonna help him up afterwards. He's our friend, actually. We like him. Just imagine if we didn't like him.
Yeah.
I hope he watches this and then goes and beats the shit out of you.
Bring it on. I got Corey here. So back. No, well, that's not funny.
Let me at him.
He's the guy that's behind me going, I'll get him, Glenn. I'll get him, Glenn. Glenn, I'll get him.
Put your boards to get.
You know something, Corey? That is not funny.
I don't see you getting those boards.
Corey's looking for some friendlier faces somewhere outside the store.
I don't like the way that conversation went with him.
Sure. You